Master Sushi? That's what she said.
That's why they just started saying mass.
Exactly.
From Boston Mass.
Boston Mass. All right, folks, welcome. This is the Battlefront Livestream podcast. As you hopefully know at this point, having seen maybe 60 of these, maybe one or two. This is called a podcast more because it's about the discussion than it is about the gameplay per se, but it gives you something to watch as we do our discussion, both with people in the chat and with any guests that I happen to have with me in the party chat at the time. We're playing Battlefront 2. I am Nathan P. Butler, your primary host. But with me this time, the first guest since Battlefront 2 got going, hey Charles, is Mr. Indiana Jim Perry. Hey Jim.
Hey Nathan, how are you?
I am well. I took a break from streaming a moment ago, and I got a nice big handful of leftover turkey, so I'm ready to go.
There you go.
I don't care about anything else. Just give me the turkey.
Right.
All right. So that said, they may know you from previous streams, but for those who haven't been around for a while, and since it's been a while since we were doing the streams for Battlefront 1 at all, tell us a little bit about you, who you are, tell them about your podcast, whatever you'd like by way of introduction.
Well, first of all, thanks for having me. I love your show. I'm a big fan. Long-time listener, second-time streamer. I guess in Star Wars fandom, I'm best known for the Parsec Award-nominated Star Wars Codename Starkeeper, the audio drama from 2008, I think, is when I released it.
It's been a while. It's a very funny audio drama. He captures that Star Wars humor very, very well. More so than most of the time you run into fan productions that think they're funny that aren't. His is actually funny.
Right. Well, thanks for saying so. I appreciate that. I have been the host of the Adventures of Indiana Jim podcast, which has gone by a few other names before that, but that's the most recent one. And what else? I've written a couple novellas in the same universe that you did. We participated in that Wars universe, and that was fun. I'm not really doing anything except waiting for my children to stop yelling at each other. That would be great.
That'd be awesome.
What was I going to say now? I don't know. I lost track of my
talking about the book, you said you had the books, and I'm not really...
Yep. Not really doing a whole lot at the moment, except for I do have currently the Star Wars Survival Guide, which is a off and on podcast talking about, all things Star Wars, but with a specific emphasis on either surviving the current event issues of the Star Wars galaxy, or surviving in fandom or using Star Wars to survive life, as it were.
Nice. Very nice.
Moral life lessons or parallels that one can get out of it. And
I thought entertainment was supposed to just be about entertainment, not life lessons.
Right, yeah. But also
I thought we were supposed to learn our life lessons for the people in Hollywood who are getting nailed for sexual harassment and stuff or something.
No. This is an escape. That's why they call it escapist.
Escape. But isn't that what people are trying to do from the people in Hollywood? Never mind. Anyway, all right.
Yep.
So,
good point.
We're going to jump into what kind of mode do you want to jump into to start with? Within the.
I'm good. I'm good with whatever.
Multiplayer here.
What are you trying to achieve right now?
What I'm trying to achieve right now is not to drive myself crazy with this game. It's the little things, but it's little things that are kind of a pain unless I were to do, say, Starfighter Assault or something. I've got to get more kills with the Assault class, but it's just going to unlock 200 credits because I've already got the gun from the Elite Trooper Edition thing. I'm trying to do run in there and use Vanguard to kill people, and that's not going so well. So, really anything ground-based, even, honestly, anything, even Starfighter Assault, because I still need to get, bomber and fighter kills, too, so. Anything. I'm trying to figure out where the little thing is, though, that tells me how many I still need to do of that Vanguard thing, but I'm not remembering off the top of my head. There it is. Defeat 3 enemies with 1 Vanguard usage 5 times, and I've managed to do it once, and I keep trying, and I'm not doing so well.
Yeah, I've got that twice.
That's rough. And, of course, we have the timed challenge that's going on right now, which is to get 10 headshots with the blaster, which actually doesn't count really unless you kill them most of the time, and even then barely counts. So, you know, I'm not even bothering with that one. So, pick a mode, any mode.
Well, why don't we just go into Galactic Assault?
The big one. Which tends to be the main one I see people jumping into. They jump into that or Starfighter Assault. Not so much Strike or Blast. I guess Heroes vs. Villains get some play, but it's so unbalanced right now between the two sides, it seems like, that most people have played it a couple times and then shied away from it again, it seems like.
Right.
All right, so you should be being pulled in with me. Yavin 4?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. It works! It finally works! Tyson EA finally invents something that works!
Film at 11.
Ooh, all right.
They do fine with Battlefield, but can they make Star Wars work for once?
I think this is definitely a big step up from the previous Battlefront in a lot of ways. Yeah. Although now I'm getting into... I finally unlocked all the characters, so it's now that I'm starting to get into the crates and sort of seeing the chinks in the armor of that aspect of the progression system. But I think a lot of the criticisms about the progression system ignore all the milestones that you can do to get other things. Like, you are mocking my huge amount of crafting parts. But that's for milestones. You know?
Well, I've been I'm one of those that just sort of progresses things piecemeal. So, like, I feel bad if I leave any one class behind. So as I go, I progress each one kind of all together. So it's
a very egalitarian way of looking at it.
Yeah, maybe I'm weird like that. I like to spread everything.
Maybe you're a DC liberal, is what you just basically outed yourself as, because you are all about you are all about forcing the equal outcome as opposed to the equal opportunity. I see how it is.
No.
And then I'm gonna hear the car pull up in the driveway as he drives down from Indiana to beat my ass, because he's a tall guy compared to me.
That's a long drive, dude. You know how long that drive is.
That's true. That's true. And Yoda is a tall guy compared to me, so that may not have been the best of scenarios to come up with there.
Well, see, this is why Jody likes you so much.
Because
you remind her of Yoda.
Oh! I should have seen that coming. I really should have. But I'm sitting there in suspense like, and why is that? No, it was a Yoda joke. I should have seen it coming. So Texas Magpie asks, have you noticed which star cards have more impact on your gameplay success over others? And honestly, aside from maybe something like Survivalist, I haven't really noticed much actually changing success or failure so much as I'm seeing there are certain things that just better fit my play style than others,
right.
You know? Have you run into any that feel like they're just really overpowered star cards?
I kind of feel like the kill streak Vanguard is a little bit much. You know, it's like if you kill a person, you can just keep refreshing them.
Right. Now that's a short. That's a fairly short range one, isn't it? Because I know that, for instance, I'm using Slug Vanguard, which is the one that increases its range and makes it one slug, so it's easier to hit. But when you're using Killstreak Vanguard, it goes back to the regular shotgun style, right? Where it's a little bit broader.
Yeah, I mean they all are except for the one with the slug. I think.
Okay, because I'm thinking, because I was using Killstreak Vanguard every great once in a while when I was playing the campaign, but I don't even think I have the card yet for multiplayer. But I wasn't all that fond of it in the campaign. Then again, I swore by the A280 CFE or whatever it is. I was swearing by that in the campaign, and when I was playing multiplayer, I'm like, oh my god, must get more kills for the love of crap. I spent most of last night as I was playing trying to get up to 50 kills with that weapon so I could get its double zoom, only to realize after the fact that I had it the entire time from the Elite Trooper Edition. I just never remembered to actually try and see if it was actually already there. So, you know, that was time well spent. But what about some of the ones that are like the passive abilities, not necessarily ones that change out your three regular abilities, but something like survivalist or brawler or anything like that. Any sense of any of those other than maybe survivalist that makes your health regenerate faster? That seems like it's a game changer for any particular mode.
Not really. I suspect they may end up decreasing the rate or the battle points you accrue for your officer's presence for the officer. You know, that enables your teammates' health to refresh faster. I've got
the battle command or whatever.
Yeah,
now, are you so did you get the Elite Trooper edition or the regular edition?
No, I got the Elite Trooper pre-order.
So we've got that. So our battle command is that improved battle command that's like epic from the get-go, right? No, it's not pay to win. Much.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I think that something like that might be nerfed. It makes me also wonder about what's the word I'm looking for? The time, I guess it's called time to kill is what the statistic is. Basically the amount of time that it takes if you're just blasting away at somebody and hitting them with all your shots, how long it takes to whittle their health down. Because it does seem like, you know, sometimes it takes 3 headshots to kill somebody. That they're just a little bit overpowered, but if you've got a game that's built around the idea that, you know, you lose not when time runs out, but when reinforcements run out, then nerfing health also makes for faster matches, and do they really want to do that?
Right.
Then again, if there's faster matches, I could actually see Kashyyyk for a second time ever. Perhaps. Maybe. We shall see.
Well, I have been playing a lot, so I've pretty much seen all the maps. Are you talking about Kashyyyk on Galactic Assault or
Galactic Assault? Yeah.
Smaller mode.
Galactic Assault.
Really?
Yeah, I've seen Kashyyyk once, or one pair of matches, right, one side then the other side. I've seen Takodana maybe twice. The rest of them I've seen more often, but I'm tending to see a lot of Yavin 4, a lot of Camino, and a lot of Naboo. Tons and tons of those. Even when I'm staying in the playlist and just letting it cycle for hours at a time, I still have only seen Kashyyyk the one time, which is just insane. Because it's a gorgeous map.
Right. I just died for the first time, and I have accrued.
For the first time, you bragging son. You're probably you're probably paying more attention than I am, though, because when I'm up, I don't know, when I do a stream of any kind, I can barely pay attention. I have the attention span of a gnat when I'm doing a stream.
Right, well, you're also monitoring.
Unidentified ally fighting stormtroopers.
Yeah. In theory, I'm monitoring the chat. I'm actually bothering to look at it.
Grenade deployed.
Grenade deployed. I don't see anybody over there, but I'm just going to throw a grenade and hope it kills somebody. It didn't. Okay, next. I just need to get used to the Vanguard thing. I need to be able to actually do well with Vanguard so I can... Ah, dang it, that was my chance to get the 3 in a row with the Vanguard, and in comes a Death Trooper from the side and kills me. No!
And so now I've became pretty much a headshot master with the blurred, so now I've got that
nice.
That slower, that Naboo, you know, Defense Forces pistol or whatever.
Nice.
And it's slow as molasses.
Oh, you're talking about
rate.
I think that may be the one that I've got. You're talking about the second one on the list of 4?
No, the fourth one. I got
Oh, the fourth one. Nice.
Yeah.
I like the second one because it is a lot more damage, even if it fires more slowly, so I can use it in sort of a more snipery sort of way. I kind of wish that I really need to just use it more, because I think one of the upgrades is a dual zoom on it.
Right, yeah, it is, but I think I'm mostly going for the achievements just to cross it off the list, you know, because it looks nice.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do.
Finish
Just
it up.
done. That's why I'm sitting here like, must get those Vanguard things. Although I probably have better luck going to Officer and just doing the, was it Officer or Specialist, where one of them is, you know, fry them with the little grenade that shocks them. I think that's Specialist.
That's the Specialist.
Because I've got about half of that. What do you think about those, the end of match victory screens, where, you know, we have all these different victory poses that only show up on that screen. But it seems to me that because of the way they run the statistics and which statistics they use, you tend to see either every once in a while it's just one person in all 5 slots.
Yep.
But they have to really dominate to do that. But most of the time it's usually 2 or 3 people, and then at least a couple of them are repeated. Should they vary that at all? And on Starfighter Assault, since there's only 2 different things on that victory screen, should they add one like they had back in the day? Like, do you think those victory pages are set up well, or are you have issues with them?
I don't really have an issue with it. Like, I've had the same thought. If somebody gets MVP, let's have a different kill streak award to somebody else, or I don't know, but that. They don't really mean anything. They don't have any real value in the game.
Right.
Other than they look nice on a screenshot. So
they look pretty.
I'm kind of the mind that I don't really care about that. What I really want to see is, at the end of the day, it's nice to rank up your characters and build your person or whatever and get your achievements, but, what do you get for winning a match,
Yeah, because right now it's based on the amount of time that you spent in a match, not how well you did.
Right.
Which is...
So, for instance, I played a lot of the SOCOM series, and a couple of the games, maybe all the games, you had your rank, which was straight up XP, progress, straight progress, and then you had a rating, and your rating was based on your kill death ratio, your objective score. There's a lot of factors built into that. And so, when you saw someone with a high rank but a low rating, you knew they weren't that skilled a player.
Right.
And it also helped the game with the matchmaking based on this rating. And so, it was sort of like a bit of a badge of honor, to have a good high rating and show yourself to be a good quality player, or something to that. Did not so much here, and there's no reward for winning a match. There's not really.
Right.
I believe there should be like a credit bonus for maybe objective score to entice people to play the objective.
To actually play the objective, yeah.
Right. It's okay because just playing the objective gets you battle points and you get to be a hero, and that's nice. But I'd like some kind of for lack of a better term, monetary reward in the economy of the game.
And I would say my concern would be if I don't know what, I'm pretty sure that when I just died, I fell through the geometry. I'm pretty sure that I'm somewhere underneath the temple now. But my concern would be that if they do answer the call for, hey, let's make it so that you actually get more reward for winning, or for whatever, that they'll wind up, their answer to that will not be to just increase the reward for those who win. They will make it so that if you win, that's how you get the amount you get now, and now if you lose, you get even less, and they slow down the progression again.
Right.
Because right now, it still feels a little slow, but at least it's not as slow as the first game. But they don't exactly have the best track record on progression speed on these games.
Right.
And by not having the best track record, I mean they suck so far.
Yeah.
I mean, to use a euphemism. So,
right.
Yep. Just not so much. No.
Come on.
Do not let the rebels reach the east turbo laser.
I'm sitting there guarding the middle one still, and we've already taken it. I'm like, oh, wait a minute.
I've done that a couple of times, and because, I'm so close that I'm not sure where the thing is. Okay, there's another one. Okay, so here's a complaint of mine. Curious what your thought is on it. I find it's a nitpick, but it is a complaint. I am not at all a fan of the new activation indicator, the little yellow white dotted line that becomes yellow with the square or whatever inside it, because I have a lot of trouble seeing it when I'm using it.
Yeah, it's a little small, and the color scheme is not the clearest thing in the world.
Like, make it red or something other than yellow. Something. Or make it bigger. I mean, all the other indicators are actually really nice sizes. They don't block your view, but you know exactly what's going on once you play it a couple times and figure out what the hell they mean.
Right.
All turbo lasers neutralized.
What about, just kind of throwing questions out. We don't have any questions in the chat at the moment, but if you guys have questions out there, feel free to drop some questions in there. And I'll read them aloud so we can both answer. But it strikes me that, one thing that struck me was the whole ability to do stealth kills in the campaign, but not in multiplayer. You think stealth kills should be part of multiplayer, or is that imbalanced somehow?
Yeah, no, I mean, you know, there's a lot of games that have that, you know, where you get the knife kills, you know, Battlefront, Call of Duty. That's a normal mechanic. I'd like to see that more than just random punching, you know.
Yeah. Cool. He'd like to see a normal mechanic instead of someone who like specializes in a particular type of car. Although that's going to bring back some trauma making that joke with the whole wreck and everything. I want my car back. So we have a question from the chat, non-Star Wars related, and it's one that I answered on the last stream, and it's come up from time to time, which was favorite Harry Potter movie. Mine, I said, was either one of the pieces of the last one that I tend to think of as just one film, or Goblet of Fire, because that's when everything starts to, you know, the stakes start to come home. Do you have a favorite Potter film?
I am partial to Order of the Phoenix.
Really? Very cool. Any particular reason?
Yeah, that's when Harry and the gang really start to get serious about fighting the Death Eaters and really starting to show some agency in all of this.
Cool. So he has to having things happen to them all the time. They go from being Jyn Erso to being more Rey, more active.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, that's now that's kind of goes back to something that I had said on the last stream. We were talking about how I picked up the 4K Harry Potter set just recently, and I find that Order of the Phoenix is an excellent film to show the difference between DVD and Blu-ray, and even now between Blu-ray and 4K, because that final battle where it's so dark, just on DVD was really difficult to watch to me. But it looks gorgeous on any of the newer high-definition formats or ultra-high-definition formats. Let's see. Texas Magpie says, I see that watching your radar is quite important, just like in Destiny. Absolutely. I actually wish that and maybe there is. I haven't run into a star card that does it. Maybe you have, Jim. But I know that on the arcade mode, you can one of the modifiers you can have is Precise Minimap. I much prefer Precise Minimap to the Minimap that it already has most of the time.
Right.
Do you know if there's any way to actually you have that during the multiplayer? Like, is there a star card that allows that or something?
No, you're pretty much stuck with radar.
Blech. They're somewhere in that general direction.
Okay, so I jumped into ATST and got about 5,000 battles.
Wow. Nice.
So I
can... You're turkey walker, as we say, because it's Thanksgiving time instead of chicken walker.
Nah. I'm going to jump in another one because I can afford it.
Dang! Big spender!
Right, by the time I get up to third station.
Did. Everyone's like, we should be watching Jim play. He's so much better than him. Yes. Yes, he is.
I mean, I'm by no means a great FPS player, or TPS in this case. You know,
FPS or TPS?
Great shooter player, but...
Dope. Let's see. Jay, like I said, I would say to the chat, I would say if you got a broken SD card slot of some kind, you're pretty much going to need to replace whatever it is. I don't know that there's a way to just fix a micro SD card slot. Jay also asks, what is Jim's favorite Disney movie? Because he's asked me before.
Animated or live action?
Let's go animated and live action. Star Wars and Marvel don't count because those are cop-outs, in a sense, because those are too easy. And those are almost separate questions.
New squad leader arriving. Fall in.
You know, I'm rather partial to Aladdin.
Yeah! Aladdin.
But
that was my choice.
I honestly, Pocahontas is a close second.
See, I can't watch Pocahontas just because I know the history, and I'm like, this is nothing like the history. She needs to go. She needs to go over there and die of smallpox. Dang it.
Well, You remember the animated movie Anastasia with Meg Ryan as the voice?
Yeah.
That really didn't have a lot to do with
That didn't really have a lot to do with the
but
history
cool.
either, but that wasn't Disney, though, I don't think. So what
No,
about
but
live
same-
action?
Same concept.
Yeah, true.
Gotta
And
go
Lion
with
King,
Pirates of the Caribbean.
those lions weren't really talking either.
Right.
Just saying.
Stupid. Yeah,
Stupid Disney.
Pirates movies. I
Pirates
guess
of the
those
Caribbean?
count, right?
Cool. What about, and I didn't even think about this whenever I was asked the question the other night, what about the Tron films? You a particular fan of the Tron movies?
You know, nah, not really. That wasn't quite in my cultural zeitgeist, I guess, is where I was as a kid. I guess it's cool and all. I was mostly more into the high fantasy movies, you know.
Ah, gotcha. I think
like
you just
Conan
upped...
and-
You just up the intellectual level of the conversation by talking about cultural zeitgeist.
Yes.
Kind of like this
can
morning,
spell
I
it,
was
too.
talking to a couple of Jehovah's Witnesses that came to the door and used the phrase, I kid you not, hypostatic union. And they're like, the what? Like, exactly.
What? Yeah.
So, bringing up
I
that
don't even know
level.
what a hypostatic union is.
Hypostatic union, does that have to do with if you don't put the little thing in the dryer before you turn it on? No.
Right.
No, it doesn't.
You gotta clean that lint screen, everybody.
Yeah.
Public service announcement.
Let's see.
West Station override
Yeah, Jared Rasher, who you may have seen commenting also on like some of the Facebook pages and stuff, notes also Hercules has way less of Zeus being friendly with mortals. Well, that's because it's a kids movie and you can't show that much deity wiener in a film, from what I understand.
Yeah.
He was a busy guy. Zeus was like, I created everything, so if I can't keep it in the pants, anything is my family. And just kind of kept going. Alright, see? This is how you do it. You go up to the thing, and you press the button, and you hold it down on some of them, and in others, you walk up to them and activate it and run away.
So I just had a lovely time destroying the U-Wing. You're welcome, America.
Nice. Oh, and Jared adds as a follow-up comment that yes, 100% less Godwang. Wow. Okay. I'm still getting shot, but dang it, I'm gonna activate the thingy. Anybody got a squad shield? Oh, dead. Killed by a U-Wing. Bastards. Alright, here we go.
Yeah. So, pro tip, if you want to, destroy the little walkers that the rebels have, it helps to actually shoot the pilot out of the seat rather than shoot the machine itself.
Yep, I actually saw that for the first time during the beta, and have since taken that to heart to just not aim at. Usually, if I'm able to move enough to be able to get a good shot in, not to bother trying to aim for the walker itself at all, but instead to aim for the. Oh, you try to jump over me, you bastard! You're gonna try to. Oh, you're dead now, son. Guy tried to jump over me with a rocket pack because I was trying to shoot at him and shoot me in the back. That's not nice. JL asks you, because he knows I haven't seen it, whether you have an opinion on the live-action Jungle Book movie. Because I haven't seen it.
I have not seen it either.
Nope. Neither of us have seen it.
Make ready all troops.
Now, I have racked up 16,101 battle points.
Good God, man. Yes, Jim is much better at this than I am, apparently.
Now, will I be in-game financially remunerated for it?
No.
No. But it felt really good.
It felt good. Oh, and defeat.
The rebels have erased everything useful. This operation is ended.
See how much those battle points helped our team, Jim? None. That's
Yep.
why you don't get any extra when it's
you
over.
know what? I'm covering the objective. It's not my
Oh, hey,
fault.
there
Now
you are.
all can
Longest
activate
kill
'em.
streak down in the corner.
Yeah.
I must say, it's funny because I didn't really think about the whole how much per match thing all that much during the beta, because it tended to move fairly quickly, and I was thinking more about the star cards and such. But it was funny watching Angry Joe do some streams. I watched the Angry Joe show stuff on YouTube, and he had a guy. There was a point at which he was playing with a guy who was #1 by far on their side. Joe was the last one on their side and just was terrible. And there was only a 20 credit difference in their credits during that match. I got 330.
I got 355.
There you go. So you have a 25, and my total score was just under 4,500.
And mine was like 10,665.
Yeah. So
my total score.
Yep.
And you were playing the objective more than I was, but I like to think I was helping by throwing all kinds of grenades and missiles into there.
Exactly. Jared says that the points in Battlefront 2 are in some ways similar to Whose Line Is It Anyway? Kinda, yeah.
That's right.
Yep.
Where the achievements are made up and the credits don't matter.
Exactly. Let's see.
That's right.
Texas.
It's like Bernie Sanders running for president.
Magpie said one of the things noted was be nice to know the time to kill and such for different weapons. I agree. Definitely be nice to know time to kill for different weapon types. Now I'm gonna get the crap out of here, and I'm gonna die. I went and got the ion cannon and got killed very quickly.
Right. I've noticed this a few times. We were just in Yavin, and when we get back in a new game, we don't cycle through the next map. We don't have the waiting time. We're just instantly thrown into Naboo already in progress.
Yep. Well, not already in progress, right? We jumped into Naboo, but we didn't have to wait. But it's not already in progress, because already in progress is something else. But those times where you jump into a map and then... This one hadn't already started, had it?
Yeah.
What? This is the first stage, and it just started.
Well, it's the first stage. Maybe I was looking at...
You're looking at something else.
The scoreboard?
Yes.
Looking at the scoreboard too long?
I don't know.
The preliminary intro and everything for the map?
Honestly, I don't remember. I just remember that it just started. Because it was at 100 for the enemy ability. Oh, it did. His ass saw that coming. Oh, that's weird. Somebody pops out in front of me and tries to kill me, and it turns out that it was actually the Tri-Fighter that killed me, not him. Huh. Okay. Alright. Here we go.
I hate going from one side of the map to the other. Look, I was comfy playing on the left side. Now suddenly I'm on the right.
Oh, there you are. Where's Jim? I see you in green. There he goes. I can't jump because it's Frostbite engine. I'm trying.
I've noticed that sometimes, like, I'll get to a point in one life where I can no longer sprint or jump or anything.
Jim.
I can walk and I can...
Might the force be with you. Does that officer there not remind you, at least on the menu screen, of the guy that plays Jaime Lannister? Every time I see that officer's face, I think Jaime Lannister.
I don't really get that from that. I just see Tim Morrison,
I don't know. I don't see Tamir Morrison for him. Oh, I guess it's a different officer then, maybe. I just saw that one fleetingly, but at least one of the officers, maybe it's the
Rebel.
the first or the Resistance one, but one of them looks like Jaime Lannister for some reason.
What is that guy's name? I don't remember that actor.
It's a long name and it's hyphenated. I do not remember. I could have told you right after I watched Gods of Egypt, but now it's all gone.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That guy.
He wasn't. No, that was Harvey Dent, wasn't it?
Harvey? No, that wasn't Harvey Dent. That was Jaime Lannister, who was in Gods of Egypt with Russell. Was that Russell Crowe? Not Russell Crowe. With Gerard Butler. That was one of those movies that we got and watched and were pleasantly surprised. We were like, oh, that's not nearly as bad as we thought it would be, so I went out and got the 3D version so I could watch it on the little 3D PlayStation display in the other room, and ooh, it looks good in 3D.
Yeah,
Gotta get into those 3D things now while the format still exists. It's just not gonna last very long. You son of a... Hello, Scott. Scott Breakall is here. Hey, there's Jim. Hey, where you going, Jim?
Is he? My boy Scott, my friend.
Yep. He says hello.
Sweet. What's up, dude?
Oh, that looked like a painful
Yeah.
death. That looked like some contortion to that body.
I had put on Twitter that going live on YouTube with Star Wars Fanworks.
With them what?
Yeah.
Live on Twitter with that guy who on Twitter usually only just has it tweeting out what he posts on the timeline page. He's so dynamic on Twitter.
That guy doing Twitter wrong.
That guy whose every Twitter post ends with a link to fb.me because he doesn't ever write short enough posts. That guy.
Yep. That's the guy.
Yep. And Magpie notes that the leaves blowing around is beautiful, and I'll agree. I think that the way they did the environments is gorgeous, but thank goodness they at least changed one thing on Naboo since the beta. What is it that they changed since the beta that everybody was joking about on Naboo? The frickin' doves. In the beta, the doves were everywhere. It was like a John Woo movie. Every time you turned a corner, doves would flap, 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 off the ground. It was really distracting.
Still a lot of leaves.
A lot of leaves, but there's not nearly as many doves. Or pigeons. Pigeons! You call us pigeons? What's a pigeon? Yet another good film that I actually did not think I was going to necessarily like when we went to see it. Valerian. Valerian and the City of a Thousand Planets. I did not expect to like that, but we went to see it. We saw it at the Dollar Movie, as we call it, which is the time when I think that was the time we went. Maybe it was the second time we went. It was either that time or when we saw Alien Covenant was when the lady that ran the place thought that my wife was my daughter. So, you know, that felt good.
You are an old man.
What? What'd you say? I want to go see the movie with the spaceships and the boobies. But that was a lot better than I thought it was going to be because I'd never read the original stuff. Oh, and killed by Darth Maul. Darth Maul's out there somewhere.
There he is. He's down. Maul is down. Again.
At least this time, though, he didn't get cut in half. Much less possibility of Spider Maul if he doesn't get cut in half.
Not yet, anyway. Nice.
Spider Maul. Spider Maul.
This pistol is great.
This is the one that. This is the fourth one. The fourth one for officer.
Yeah. This is, if you're an accurate shooter. Then,
if you're a straight shooter.
Yeah, if you can get good headshots,
you don't talk smack.
Get good kills.
So like you won't be able to. So you won't be able to get a good headshot if you're not a straight shooter. So like if you're like, I was gonna be Person of the Year, but Time wanted to do a photo shoot, and I said no.
Right.
Then you couldn't do well with that pistol because you wouldn't be a straight shooter.
Right. Politicians need not apply.
There you go.
If you're a politician, you probably want the Vanguard.
You probably
so you can get close to somebody and then, pop them one.
No, I'm thinking that you need an ion, one of the ion attachments or something like that because you're always going for the shock value. Huh? No. Okay. JL says
if you're the Don Imus of Battlefront or the turn.
There you go. JL says Gotham is awesome and asks if we watch it. I watch Gotham, but I am very disillusioned with Gotham. I think this season's better than the ones since the first season, but that's not saying a whole heck of a lot. My wife loves it, so we keep watching, but I'm always groaning like, why are we still watching it?
Yeah, at first I didn't quite get. I mean, I understood the concept of it, from a plot standpoint, what we were going for. It didn't really interest me until the villains started becoming
themselves.
Right, and now that Bruce is starting to do the Batman thing, I'm thinking, okay, it's time maybe to go ahead and binge this thing and watch it, but I'm still not sure how much I'm going to like it.
Ah! Somebody over there is trying to kill me. And he managed to do it. I like that idea from Jared. Says that every time Maul respawns in the same match, he should come back as like Spider Maul, and then Chicken Leg Maul, and then Polo Shirt Maul. Polo Shirt Maul? Is that what we're calling the Maul from Rebels? Polo Shirt Maul now? JL's comment is that Gotham is basically Smallville Batman style, and I would say that it is in that sense, except without the good. Without the good. You leave out the good. I love Smallville. Smallville's probably my favorite TV comic adaptation ever. I love that series, but comparing it to Gotham is pretty. I don't see it. Because Smallville's like, we're going to build up slowly, and he won't wear the costume, at least until the last episode. And then Gotham is like, crap, nobody wants to watch anymore. We need to find a way to turn Bruce Wayne into Batman now! Except we can't call him Batman. So let's give him a Batman-esque mask and let him go beat the shit out of people. Okay.
Right.
Sure, that works.
That's what I go to Batman.
Yeah, yeah, you definitely want to watch your Batman just to see him beat the crap out of people.
I definitely took way more punishment than I should have with Yoda.
I got point. Watch out.
I got Vanguard turned on, but I'm not going to be able to use it.
Maul
Nope.
just straight took me out, hardcore. That did not last very long with Yoda. Sorry, Master Yoda.
Hey, look, it's Luke Skywalker coming in.
You'll never appreciate my play with that.
No. Oh! Splat. But the fact that you barely take any damage from falling anymore. I was constantly falling in the other Battlefront when I was first learning the maps, and you would just die instantly. Now you can fall from pretty much anywhere, and you're okay. Fall from great heights, and you're still going to be fine. So it's kind of like being Roy Moore in Alabama right now. Oh, let's see. Oh! Scott Braco asks, "Oh shit, it's Bosk." That's not what he asked. I'm just saying.
No,
oh shit, it's Bosk.
Sound like him.
He asked if we'd watched American Gods. I have not watched American Gods.
I am interested. I have not read it, so I'm not sure. You know, I won't be able to see it as an adaptation because I'm not familiar with the original. I understand it's critically acclaimed, and that Neil Gaiman is supposedly brilliant. So
nice. Well, critically acclaimed don't mean a whole lot. A lot of times.
No, but
like I can't remember the last time I watched a Best Picture winner, but you know, maybe I'm just not artsy enough.
Probably.
I ain't artsy. I just want to see them superheroes blowing shit up. Come on now. Scott says it's also Scott Breakall acclaimed, so there you go. So it's not just the critics.
Right, which ordinarily that's all.
That's all it takes.
So we disagree sometimes.
Targeting hostiles.
Bosk! Wow, that didn't do any damage on him. I pulled out my Vanguard and started blasting away at Bosk and got in at least a couple of shots, and it took almost nothing off of his health.
Really?
Return of the King got Best Picture? I don't remember that.
Yeah, yeah.
Cool.
Sort of a
I was just telling them in the last stream that I'm in the process of reading the Lord of the Rings books, and oh my gosh, if I hadn't told myself I will get through them this time, I would totally not be, because holy crap. It boggles my mind. I mean, I guess there's something to be said for being the first major world building of that kind and becoming a classic, but damn. I don't need to know the name of every effing body of water in all of Middle-earth.
Sure you do.
Or what it feeds into, or like which stream comes from it, and how tepid the water is. I don't care. I don't need to know that stuff.
But it's important.
Yeah, it's important, but not really. It's important if I'm reading the book with a map beside me and I'm plotting their course.
Sure. You know, when it comes time to circumnavigate Middle-earth, there is a circum to navigate.
I actually think that it's actually called Middle-earth because he was, as he was developing it, he was laughing at himself about how people are still going to read it, even though it's ponderous and talking about geography basically all the time. And the middle meant finger. So it's basically middle, and then you assume the word finger, middle finger earth. Therefore, it's basically saying, oh, here you go, here's some geography when you thought you were getting a fantasy book, and flips the bird at you.
Yeah, I don't think that's how people do it, but okay.
I actually I watched the Hobbit trilogy right after I finished reading the Hobbit, and I actually liked the movies better than I liked the book in that case, because I like the connective tissue stuff. And of course, when he was writing the Hobbit, he didn't have the connective tissue in mind and only updated things a couple of times
right
along the way. Let's see.
So what was your opinion about the campaign overall?
The campaign I found it enjoyable. I thought the banter was well written. I think it was something I'd like to see more of. I'm eager for the story-based campaign edition DLC. That said, it was not what we were promised in terms of the time span and the way that it would bridge the trilogies and everything, nor was it what we were promised when it comes to basically being this era's version of like a TIE fighter relative to X-Wing kind of thing.
Well, I'm wondering if the campaign DLC is going to do a little more to bridge that gap, because what I heard was that it was going to see the events of the building of the First Order. You know,
I'm assuming that the first DLC that drops, I think on the 13th, is going to start to fill in the gap, because they leave a lot of questions open at the end of the epilogue or the final chapter. But there's such a big jump in time, surely they're going to dive straight to it. But I'm going to step away for just a second. You guys will hear Jim for just a moment, and then I'll pick up again in just a moment. If I don't go blow my nose, you guys are going to hear me like sniffing up a booger for the next 5 minutes. So I'm going to go take care of that real quick. So while I do so, Jim, thoughts on the 4 different classes and what stands out to you as the one that seems the most effective for you, for the folks who are listening.
All right. So it kind of depends on your goal when you're playing. If you want to rack up battle points quickly in order to get reinforcements or heroes or what have you, then the best thing probably is officer class, because you can buff entire groups of your teammates. A lot of times you can place a turret or you can place a shield. Just kind of depends on your particular style of play. Different guns do different things, so I'm pretty decent shot with pistols, so I don't mind it so much. But if you prefer, you want to lay down a lot of fire and you feel like you need to have a lot of firepower at your disposal, then the heavy works really nice. They've got that shield that they can put on the front of their gun, which can withstand a good bit of damage, especially as you upgrade it. It's got the impact grenade's pretty good, so it's got the sentry gun, which is nice for covering corridors and that sort of thing, which you can also convert to an explosive sentry, which lowers your rate of fire but shoots little mini grenades, and it's good for locking down a position. If you like to run and gun, of course, the assault class is for you. You get the thermal detonator and your repeating rifles, and you got the Vanguard, which enables you to sprint and take out enemies at short range and frustrate them terribly by doing so. And finally, the Specialist. Once you upgrade your binoculars, you can spot enemies on the battlefield. As long as you have line of sight, you can kind of see where they're hiding. If there was a team chat function, that would be really nice, so you could tell your teammates where they're hiding. And then, of course, if you like to be a sniper, you can do that. So each one's got its own strengths and weaknesses, of course, based on how you like to play. I prefer the officer. Go ahead.
I was like, do you think that there's anyone, how in the case of some of the star cards, they replace your abilities, and in some cases the replacement is pretty extreme compared to what you had before. Is there any of them that seems to benefit the most from having star cards that replace their default stuff? Like where the default maybe isn't so strong, but the replacement stuff is just really powerful?
That's harder to answer.
I haven't seen anything like that yet, but again, I'm just now starting to open crates, so.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. Like, I noticed during the beta there was a couple, like, for the Interceptor class of Starfighter, for instance, you could upgrade your damage, your tuned lasers up to, like, 40% more powerful. And that's been reduced to, like, you know, maybe 25% or something.
So time to kill had an advantage in that case then, I guess.
Yeah.
Cool. Kill him! There we go. Kill damn rebels!
Now I've got the Imperial Walker right now, and I can't seem to get too many kills with it.
There we go. And somewhere out there, Palpatine or some politician in the Galactic Senate is like, we heard about what was happening at the Battle of Hoth, and it's terrible. It's terrible. We need to put an end to that white armor on white armor crime. No more white armor on white armor violence. Right? Nah, man. None of that identity politics shit in my Star Wars, unless you're a book by Chuck Wendig. Go, go, go!
Never gonna let that die, are you?
I am not gonna let that die because as soon as you as a Star Wars writer jump on the bandwagon of the only reason anybody could possibly criticize my work is because they are homophobic, you've just crossed the line into I will mock you mercilessly forever, because that is a seriously asinine statement.
Indeed.
And, you know, I like my writers to write incomplete sentences most of the time.
Yeah. Stylistically, you and I probably disagree on how bad that was.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think we definitely. Like, I think we've had that discussion on the Facebook page for the timeline or something before. Just like, come on, man, it's just a writing style choice, and I'm like, but it's a bad one. Everybody's like, but it's a choice. Whew. Okay. At least we're on Hoth. At least it's a map. Dang it! I love the. I guess it's just on Hoth where it happens, but I think it's Hoth and maybe one other map at most. But if you try to run out of bounds as the Empire, it sounds like the person who's yelling at you to come back is like going through puberty. Where do you think you're going?
Right. Where do you think you're going?
Like, what? They were trained in their vocal delivery by Hux from the Nazi-esque TFA speech.
I kind of dig the orbital strikes from AT-AT Walker.
Really? I don't think I've actually done the AT-AT in, or AT-AT in multiplayer yet. I've done the MTT once, I think, but I just don't ever even think about it. Even when I do have the battle points to do it, it's just not on my radar. Oh crap, you know what else is not on my radar? Those guys that are coming at me from the front because they're too far away.
An agent has been sent to assist our forces.
I could ride a Tauntaun. Tauntaun rider. Wow, so if you ride a Tauntaun, you're running around with a little piddly pistol. What's his move? A headbutt?
Yeah.
Quick charge your teammates, replay sword points, and launch grenades. Where are you launching a grenades from a Tauntaun from?
You got a barrage.
Oh, okay, so it's at your side. That makes sense. I was like, what is it about Tauntaun anatomy that I don't understand that allows a Tauntaun to fire grenades?
He turns around backwards, lifts up his tail, and fires a three-turret barrage. And it's basically like
I'm gonna get killed! I'm gonna get killed! Headbutt! Headbutt! Come on, headbutt! 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 Come on, headbutt that walker! Headbutt that boy! Okay, I still died, but at least I got to headbutt him in the butt a couple times.
Yeah, but
Walkers crossing the inner perimeter.
Yeah, I know.
Approach to the base.
Let's see. TIE Bomber. TIE Fighter. Let's go inside the AT-AT since I haven't yet. Let's see what that looks like.
Although I'll say, when you do it wrong, you do it with...
There you go. I go for gusto. Oh, Oh, just blew up some jerkweed who was flying at my AT-AT in a Y-wing.
Nice job. Which one are you? Left one or right one?
I don't know. Heavy laser cannon, orbital strike. Okay, so orbital strike.
Because I don't have an indicator, like a little green indicator for your.
I'm over by. I'm not actually sure. Not that it matters now.
Oh my god.
Because we just reached the end.
Here's something else that happened just now. I was in front of the walker, going up the hill, and I didn't die. Just suddenly, I was respawned at the back of the map.
Well, crazy. Wow. So I just killed a lot of people while I was the walker.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
Oh, you just passed me. Oh, you got up to 12 already. Nice.
I died. I be dead. All right. Let's see.
Good luck, turret. That's probably my favorite line in the whole game. Now,
What is it?
I will tell you, if you when you're a battle droid officer and you lay down a turret, it says "Good luck, turret."
Oh, nice.
So my favorite line from the campaign. So if you are averse to spoilers, I will say plug your ears for the next 10 seconds. Is in that mission with Shriv and Lando,
Which is awesome.
If I die here today,
Yeah.
I'm glad you will.
I'm glad you will too. Shriv, he's just awesome. Like, and his the thing that's highlighted in most of the reviews. Oh yeah, Shriv, I hope you come back too. Your friendship is so meaningful to me, or whatever it is that he says. It's
Yeah.
awesome, absolutely awesome.
Yep,
I think I just missed a comment off to the side, so you might, if I didn't answer a comment just now that you posted, you might want to drop it in again. It was something about, oh, I know what it was. I was asked if I'm going to be streaming Doom VFR. Heck yeah! I got my pre-order in for Doom VFR. That's Doom VR, except since it's Doom, they call it VFR because, well, yeah. Yeah, I got, and for those who are trying to buy a PlayStation VR soon, if you want to get the new headset that has the integrated audio thing and the streamlined wires, and you want the processor box that allow you to have HDR pass-through for your 4K TV, then you have to either buy the Doom VFR bundle that comes out next Friday, or buy the Skyrim bundle that came out 2 Fridays ago, because right now those are the only ways to get the updated hardware, which is all in my PlayStation VR buying guide video that I posted a couple days ago, so there's all kinds of detail there. Will I ever stream Kingdom Hearts? No.
Oh.
Why? Because I probably will never play Kingdom Hearts. But, you know, if I do, I might stream it.
Oh. Just gonna say, I like how the officer can pick up his turret.
Yes, and not have to worry about the refresh. That is pretty cool. Because I was just blowing it up when I would go to a different area and have to wait for it to refresh. And I was like, well, why am I standing next to it? Why is it letting me... Ooh! I finally figured out how to do it, you know?
Right.
Because there's no explanation.
Rebel commander landing.
I'm running right... Oh, I'm now in front of you. And, something else I've noticed in recent days over the last week has been really severe lag.
Really? I don't have the lag as much, but before I stream, I always put on the I always plug in my actual cable instead of doing Wi-Fi.
Well, I've noticed I went looking and all over the answers.ea, the official forums. Everybody is experiencing this widespread lag.
All right, I got one guy with this Vanguard, and I'm dead. Son of a bitch. Dead. Okay, so Extra asks, do you like Halo? And my answer would be yes and no. It's not a favorite from a story standpoint. Part of what sold me on buying the Xbox One when I first bought it, before I replaced it with the S, was to be able to play the Master Chief Collection before the new Halo game came out. So I played all of them, except I have not finished either of the RTS ones, the Halo Wars ones. I've got them because the definitive edition of the first one and then the second one came with my Xbox One S when I upgraded, but I can't get into the RTS stuff very much. Jim, you Halo at all?
No, I'm a one console guy.
You're a Sony fanboy through and through.
Yep.
Which is pretty much what I am. I mean, I have the Xbox is mainly for what few exclusives there are, but then also which was where the Halo collection came in, but also for the 4K movies. Although it's funny because, you know, PlayStation 4 Pro can do HDR and 4K gaming, upscale 4K gaming, but with HDR, whereas the Xbox One S can do HDR for movies but can't do it for games for most TVs. So you need the Xbox One X to do that. Like, nope, not buying the Xbox again. Nope. And when people ask me why don't I own a Switch, and then I laugh because, you know, Switch. Not that a Nintendo Switch has no interest for me, it's just that it has no wait. How does it take 2 frickin' shots of Vanguard to kill somebody?
Ready to go.
That kind of defeats the purpose of being able to run and gun with it. Dang it. I mentioned on previous streams, but I really like the voice work that the guy that played Lewis from Revenge of the Nerds did on recreating his laugh as the alarm on this game. Die! Lots of death. Ah!
Join us.
Bomb planted at the pipes.
Alright, JL says Nintendo Switch needs more virtual consoles. Scott says Mario Kart on Switch is super fun. Isn't the Mario Kart that's on Switch, though, an updated version of the same Mario Kart that was on Wii U? I know at least some of the games that are now on Switch are just like, updated ports from the previous system. Which is what got me. Like, I might have actually bought a Switch for Zelda Breath of the Wild when it first came out, but since they released it also for the Wii U, there was absolutely no reason for me to do so. You know? And they did that with a Twilight Princess back in that era, because I didn't bother to buy a Wii until long after, because I could play that on GameCube. Oh, I'm gonna die!
Detonating the pipes shortly.
I feel like these people keep showing up behind me and not killing me, and just, like, walking past me, not because they're just not seeing me, but because they deem me not a threat, and that's unfortunate. Because I suck. Because, like, 2 or 3 times now on this map, people just run by me. I'm like, hello, I am here.
Final target.
I will shoot you in the back or something.
I gotta say, that's the first time I've gotten really good use out of Iden Versier.
Nice. So, in the story, when do you think was the first time that Adele got a really good use out of Iden? Never mind.
What?
I do think that Iden is underrated. I think she plays pretty well in when you use her as a reinforcement, but it's a little bit. I think it's misleading how well she'll play as a reinforcement, because when you actually have to unlock her before you can use her, she's 5,000 and everybody else is either 10 or 15. You know,
right.
But they downplay her before she even gets any actual gameplay.
Well, and I really struggle with her. Like, this is, like I said, this is the first time I've actually gotten good use to it, because you have to get used to, with the blaster heroes, not running out and just trying to go and demolish everybody.
Right.
You
can't play like the heroes tended to play in Battlefront 1, where they're bullet sponges.
Right.
Or blaster sponges.
Now, I do kind of wish maybe the heroes were a little more spongy.
Yeah, the heroes are pretty mortal on this one. But I guess part of that is to make it so that more people can get a chance to play as them, perhaps.
Right, that, and to keep people from becoming absolute,
tanks.
Dominators of the battlefield. Yeah, which there are guys who can do that because they play smart and tactically and they know what they're doing. Unlike me, who am pretty dumb, few tactics, and have no idea what to do.
Alright, Extra asks a question I can only answer with sarcasm, possibly, which is what would this game? It says, what would you be like if this game came on the Switch? I think he's been saying, what would this game be like if it came out on the Switch? And my answer would be worse. And from a technology standpoint, it probably couldn't.
Boring?
It just, yeah. But But that's just me. What would I be like if this game came out on the Switch? I'd be like, oh, look, an inferior version's on the Switch. Although, no, see, I say that, but I'm also the guy that when The Force Unleashed came out, I got it for PS3 and Wii and PSP and DS and my phone. And I actually got it for PS2 to try to use the backward compatibility, but the backward compatibility didn't work well for that one. So, yeah. But that was because I was trying to cover all the different angles for podcasting. I mean, the things we do for our love of podcasting.
Right.
Let's see. What do we think of the show Young Sheldon? I've seen one episode. It was all right, but since I don't watch Big Bang Theory, I don't. And I heard an ugh, so I'm assuming that's not good.
I haven't even watched it, and I'm like, when you have the commercials and you have the kid on there, it's like, okay, instead of a Sheldon, we actually have a Mikey from Life cereal.
Oh, there you go.
Basically what he is. And it's like, he doesn't have the inflections. He doesn't seem anything like the Sheldon character at all. And it's like, this is just a cheap marketing ploy by NBC to get more commercials sold.
Unless the final episode has him go through some major childhood trauma that completely changes his personality.
I guess, but...
Here's rooting for a traumatized Sheldon. Or not.
I have no opinion, but I
don't watch it, so... we watched the first one. That was because we were looking at other stuff on CBS All Access to justify the price since we got it for Discovery.
Right. Oh, but I will be all over that Disney streaming service when it comes out.
Me too.
Because I'm all about the Star Wars. I could care less about the new Star Trek.
All right, here we go.
I couldn't care less. I couldn't care less.
You could not. Yeah, exactly. It's not I could care less because that means you do care at least a little, as Weird Al put it. If you've never heard the song "Word Crimes," people, by Weird Al, it is fantastic. I hate these word crimes.
Right, I do like that.
Shoot, I shared that with teachers, and they've been playing it in their classes. That's right.
Those things are tough.
Not sure you want to, you just got to make sure they know it's a joke so that the kids don't think you're actually calling them dumb mouth breathers or something like it says in the song. Although I imagine that there have probably been students who have tried to turn in assignments written entirely in emoji.
We can do this.
Especially since, I'm thinking back to the days when I was in a traditional classroom and the guy who was teaching next door came over and shared a research paper that one of his students turned in. And he said the kid turned in the research paper, and then he was so flabbergasted by it that he waited until class was until class started, and then asked the student. He said, I was very impressed by many of the papers. Hey, so and so, how about you read a part of yours to the class? And handed it to the kid, and the kid's like, Coach, I can't read this. And it turned out that what he had plagiarized and turned in as his research paper was written in German.
There's a guy flanking you around to the left.
Clean hit.
He's coming around
to the left, come around to the left. Ah, I see him. I'm gonna get killed by the AT-AT first, but I saw him. I see you. I did, but I see you. All right, Scott is heading out.
Rifle, so.
Thanks for dropping by, Scott.
Thanks, Scott.
There's the armor. Not much more.
I find that whenever I'm just trying to hammer away at something like the AT-AT and I'm just holding down the trigger and just emptying it out, I tend to go into a Michael Jackson mode. Ha! Or something similar.
But couldn't penetrate the armor.
Right.
That was really weird. I walked up on 3 barrels side by side, and I could have sworn right as I walked up on them that it was a sideways wheelchair. That was weird. Okay. What are you people doing to the disabled on the battlefield? Assholes! Uh-oh. I am very impressed by their use of a supervillain in this game. I mean, you've got the regular villains that you go after, and you got the ones you can get with battle points, but their ultimate weapon supervillain for this game is just the most deadly thing I've ever seen in a game. let me see. I'm trying to remember what the name of the supervillain is. It's called Return to Objective. That is one powerful villain. It kills me all the time.
A lot of death.
Oh! Did I just kill both of them? I threw a thermal detonator and suddenly it said I had a 2-player kill streak, and I didn't think I had killed somebody right before it, but then again, I wasn't really paying that much attention.
Looks like we got a friend.
Looks like we got a friend? What? Some of these automated comments are just kind of like, wait, what?
You do?
What do you think you're going?
These things don't die fast.
And you notice that there's already like 2 or 3 downed walkers on the battlefield, but no, we don't get any credit for them being destroyed. No, we gotta take down the ones that are still walking.
And I have noticed, I'll say, you know, I'm not normally good with snipers in a shooter, but I've been pretty good with this game, like the mechanics.
With the specialist? Or with that same, or with that use of that pistol you were talking about? Get off me!
With the rifles, with the sniper rifles.
Gotcha. Yeah, I find that I'm okay with them. I'm not great, but at the same time, this game is a pretty frenetic game. Like, it's not... You're not going to tend to camp very much with the sniper rifle. And usually on games that have sniper rifles, I tend to grab them. And even on this game's campaign, I'll grab the sniper rifle, but then I'll use it to clear out an area in the campaign before moving on. Whereas in multiplayer, it doesn't really do me as much good.
They're coming too fast.
Right.
Coming in too fast.
You get a lot of scratching going on.
Uh-oh.
I'm not so good with the pulse cannon.
Yeah, me neither.
That's a bit of a different thing.
That's the one that Aiden has as a default for much of the campaign, isn't it?
Yeah.
The one that has to charge up initially.
And she has it as default in the multiplayer as well.
Oh. Yeah, I think I've only played as her as the multiplayer maybe once or twice.
AT-AT in critical condition.
Now, they just said that the AT-AT was limping.
Critical condition is what I heard.
Surely it can't be actually limping because it's not alive or feeling pain.
No, but if your car's limping along,
that's true. Oh, how you gonna bring up a car? Huh? How you gonna bring up a car now? Mine ain't even limping. Mine's in there on life support, and they're trying to decide whether to pull the plug.
Yeah.
I'm really hoping I hear something soon on that because it's driving me nuts having a rental car and not knowing what's going on with my car. Like, I just renewed my Sirius XM, dang it. Thankfully, I can listen to it online because I've got the online add-on, so I don't gripe too much about it. But I'm like,
I was just taking pot shots with a TIE fighter, and I hit it a couple times with my pistol, and then he crashed, and I got a kill assist.
Nice.
Oh, I didn't get one on that one.
Nice. Kill assist. You keep saying that word. I don't think it means what you think it means. Hey, it's Leia!
It means what you think it is.
What's up, Leia?
There's the armor.
It's nice to see you actually not wearing something weird for this environment, that you actually have a costume that fits now. Awesome.
So yeah, I'm hoping we get a lot more hero skins.
I think they it'd be funny if they had like the environmental effects. Like you could have you could add in Ahsoka Tano as a character, but have her always in the way that we saw her originally in Clone Wars when she first showed up. And then like if you're playing on Hoth and you have the misfortune to choose her as your hero reinforcement, she dies of like frostbite and hypothermia and stuff quickly.
Yeah.
Oh, I keep shooting the AT-AT, not bothering to look and see that the little crosshair has turned into a lock. Here it is! And it's down. It's down. I think that's the first time I've ever seen the Rebels win in the outdoor section of this one. Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny. I go on the official forums, and I really should stop doing that, but so many people will say, oh, such and such mode is imbalanced. I never see the attackers ever win, and blah 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 blah. And I'm like, no, I see.
No, I'll say that. See, I'll say that some of the maps are starting to get better with that. Some of them are still kind of imbalanced a little bit, but I think it's because people just don't know how to play the objective properly yet. Right. It just takes a while for people to get that.
Well, and I really liked. Go ahead.
I was gonna say JL said something in the chat that I had the comment that sprang to mind was so wrong. He said, "Sucks for Padme, married Anakin and he killed her." And my immediate response was going to be something along the lines of and OJ.
Yeah.
But see, we're so old now at this point that we're like we can make OJ references and like younger people would be like, what? OJ, isn't he the guy that's in jail for stealing something in Vegas or something?
It's not even that. They're just going to ask you about orange juice. They don't even know about that.
That's true, but are they eating healthy enough to know orange juice? Don't you mean like Sunny D?
You're right. Stay off the Sunny D, kids. Too much high fructose corn syrup.
That's what OJ called himself. When people started connecting
high fructose
OJ.
Corn syrup?
No, Sunny D, as in he's the Sunny Delight.
Oh, you and your weird things.
I'm just saying.
The count from Sesame Street?
One
O.J. Simpson.
It seems like that's what the last couple of weeks have been though. 1 harassment allegation, 2 harassment allegation,
right.
3 harassment allegation. And that's just Roy Moore. Sorry. Being in Georgia and watching that happen in Alabama is like watching a slow motion train wreck from close up.
Right.
Like, wow. I don't even want to predict what's going to happen because either way it's going to be like, oh wow. Thank you for putting the South in such a good light there, Alabama.
Right, because they needed more of that.
You would think that after marrying your cousins, then you would have learned your lesson. But I guess it's okay because they didn't meet their cousin at the mall when they were underage or something. Oh, let's see. Jared asks, is there a class in film school where they teach you to expose yourself? That seems to come up in Hollywood a lot. I'm not sure that that's an actual class. I think that's something you have to learn on the couch of a master, so to speak.
The casting couch?
The casting couch of a master, yeah. There you go.
I just feel all gross and dirty.
Although, I don't know. I mean, I think there's a creepy...
Let's go.
I don't know. There's a creepy connections and stuff that sometimes pops up. Like, it struck me as odd that here we have Kevin Spacey being accused of assault or attempted assault on a young actor when he was 14, and then and Spacey is able to deflect at least some of his criticism initially by saying, but see, I was just confused and gay. And you're like, how does the second part of that have anything to do with responsibility?
Okay. Yeah.
Aren't you sort of like feeding into an old stereotype about lack of self-control? But then you have then you start to realize that the guy who he was accused of trying to assault is the guy who now plays the science lead on Star Trek Discovery, who is also one of the leads in Rent. One of the few non-gay characters in Rent, who is now gay on Star Trek Discovery. And it's kind of statistically, having the gay angle come up that many times in one story is just odd to me. You know what I mean? But then again, it could just be showing that society has reached a point where it's now something that doesn't have to be, for lack of a better term, kept in the closet. That it's just part of how a person can be described. But I found it odd that many times of the same. It was just an odd parallel to me, an odd coincidence.
Even if what he says is true, how is that a defense?
Yeah, and how is that a defense? I was dumb. I was young, drunk, and gay, and I'm like, how is that a defense? It's like saying, well, I may have raped her, but Hey, what can I say? I'm straight. No, that's not a frickin' defense. Look, I may have killed him, but look, I needed the money.
Right, I may have
That's
told him, but
not
I'm
a
murderer.
No, that may have been your reason, but that's not an excuse, and it's certainly not a defense. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You need to be thinking about that. But yeah, I mean,
have you done
to have-
anything with your reticule color in this
with
game?
my reticle color, no.
Yeah. If you
No.
go into gameplay options, you can change the color of your reticule.
I
And that changes
oh.
to yellow.
Okay,
It
I
seems
may
to show up better.
do that. It took me a second because I was thinking that, you know, you said reticle and I thought something different for a second. I was reminded of the joke about, you know, what's the difference between an oral and an anal thermometer? The
I
taste.
can't take you anywhere.
I know. I know.
The top enemy operative just landed.
Hey, James is back. Let's see. Jared says, isn't asking someone about their reticle color a little personal? That's true. That's true.
Maybe, but, you know, when you've been roommates before, like Nathan and I have.
Yeah, that's true. We were roommates at
Certain
Con
things you're
Carolinas
comfortable
before.
Yeah. And that was in my Nathan Butler hero worship days, and now I know better.
Yeah, see, now he knows better. Much better.
Now he's much bigger than I thought he was.
Which must be in terms of ego or something, because it certainly isn't stature.
Correct.
Like, if Indiana Jim is wearing his fedora and I'm standing next to him and I look up, I can't see the ceiling anymore.
Yeah, my head's gotten too big for that fedora. I need a new.
Yeah, new fedora.
Yeah.
Well, they're making a new Indiana Jones film, so maybe they'll come out with like a new style of fedora that you can get like the prop costume replica type and wear that.
Oh, I can't wait.
As long as you don't try to do a cosplay as a, what was his name, Butch or Mutt or stupid dog name Shia LaBeouf character. I really hope that we begin the new Indiana Jones film with him waking up and realizing the Kingdom of a Crystal Skull was all a bad dream.
Right. 8,000 points, and I don't know which hero I want to be.
I don't know. You're number one.
Special operative arriving on
I am
site.
gonna
You're
be
number
bearded
one.
Han Solo.
You're number one. You're number one. Wait, bearded Han Solo.
Han Solo.
Yeah.
I'm
Have you done
Captain
all of
Solo.
those challenges on the arcade then?
I have.
Wow, I haven't even tried to go after the second star yet, let alone the 3. How was it?
Sometimes quite difficult.
I'll show you.
Sometimes not too bad.
I might try to do
Bring it
that.
away, gang. Don't let
Run,
it
Han
happen.
Solo, run. You're getting tasered or something. I'm kind of hoping that they capture it because I want to use the hero more.
Yeah?
Improvise explosives.
But there he is. Look, everybody, it's Indiana Jim as Han Solo.
Go.
That's two Yomi.
Run!
We're doing fine.
JL is still attached to the theory that, as he's brought up on multiple streams before, that he thinks that Han Solo is not really dead.
East and west side, and watch for first order explosives.
Well,
I'm still thinking that he's
strikes
dead.
me
I'm thinking he's a doornail.
that strikes me as silly.
He's a doornail. I do like the fact that you can walk up to the water and shoot it, and it actually splashes up.
Okay, now I'm stuck.
Except, and they got that detail right, but when Aiden talks in some of the in-game footage, like whenever you're confronting Hask and he's on the hologram when you first enter his office in one of the missions, like her mouth doesn't move, but everybody else's moves whenever they're talking, even if it's not a cutscene. I think that was crap. A clone or a hologram of... That's the theory that he has, that it's a clone or a hologram of Han that seems to die. It'd be kind of funny if it was a hologram, because wouldn't he have to be acting out that way in some other room? So, like, he's actually in another room falling onto his back. Like, ah! And it's done. He's like, sometimes I amaze even myself. The Oscar goes to me.
Me. Oh, how did my proximity bomb
We're out
not
of
kill a
time.
thing?
East Turbo H is gonna blow.
I think they should have given Yoda the ability to drop a bunch of landmines behind him as one of his abilities, and have it called mine. Use his just pull an Empire Strikes Back or something.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Fine, or I will help you not.
Okay, you will help me not. Wait, what?
Problem solved. West turbo laser safe.
Yoda. Proving that fake senility is always funny. Give me a few years, I won't have to fake it, but I'm just saying. Oh man, if I could get over there and use my Vanguard right now, that'd be pretty sweet. Let's see if I can do it. I doubt it, because we're already down to 5. Let's see if my Vanguard actually does me any good.
West turbo laser resecured.
Target scanned.
Target scanned.
Hit him hard.
Hit him hard. Oh, and Iden was already... Everybody that I just tried to come up here and kill was already dead, because somebody already killed them. Like, I ran up there, and there was Iden falling to her knees.
Scatter and meet back home.
So either...
She saw you coming and was like, I give up.
I was going to say, like, either somebody already killed her, or she had the Butler hero worship going on for a moment, but nope.
I didn't even make the big board.
Yeah, I almost never made... The only times I've made the big board, I've made a screenshot of it, so at least I have them.
Right. Here's something I would like to see them change, and that's the MVP go to someone who scored the highest on the winning team.
Yes, that's true. The MVP going to the losing team.
You know, if you want to put them at highest score, fine. Most eliminations, fine.
Fine. But that's not an MVP if they didn't help lead their team to victory.
Exactly.
You're the most valuable loser.
Right, that I think is ridiculous.
You're the biggest loser. Whoa, headshots with the blaster I'm starting to get.
Ooh, there you go.
That's weird. It must have to be a hand blaster. It can't just be anything called a blaster. Great.
You know, I don't know how I was going to phrase that, but you know, they want to talk about, oh, you know, we want people playing more objectives and yada yada yada. Well, you know, give the MVP to the objective players then.
Yeah.
Don't give it to the most kill guy.
Yep. There we go. Jared's notes, the Yoda story, and from a certain point of view, was interesting, but odd that they didn't mention him communicating with Ezra since they focused on Yoda's loneliness. That is true. I didn't even think about the fact that, you know, he should have... I am so lonely, except the time that I have quiet, secret conversations with a teenager. Wait. Dang it! I keep bringing up Roy Moore, don't I?
Nah.
You know, and somebody will watch this stream like a year from now and be like, who the hell is Roy Moore?
Right. Well, it's like we want things to connect, you know, to be canon or whatever, to matter. But then you can't expect every character to mention offhand in every story, every encounter they have with such and such. It's like, yeah, he's lonely. I mean, he's communicated with Qui-Gon, he's probably communicated with Obi-Wan, and you know, communicated with Ezra and Ahsoka. That doesn't mean he's less lonely. I mean, you know, I can be all alone and make phone calls, but that doesn't make me feel less lonely.
True.
That just reminds me how lonely I actually am.
1. The loneliest number is... as bad as 1, 2 can be.
Especially when 2.5 feet tall you are.
There you go. Oh. The fact that I'm on Takodana is amazing, because I've only played Takodana like a couple of times, at least in Galactic Assault. I played Takodana more on friggin' of any kind on the beta than I have on the actual game yet. And I just spent a little bit of time standing over there by the dropship. You can't kill the chickens. I would love for the fact... I love it if they had like an Easter egg where if you dropped one of the like the shock mine kind of things on all the chickens, that they turn into like fully cooked, like Thanksgiving turkey looking chickens, because you just fried them. Or do that, and even if it doesn't do anything in game, have like an achievement called KFC. Whoa! Ran up the hill, almost into an explosion. An explosion. Die. I am getting close to a couple of the milestones that will probably pop up on this stream or the very next time that I play, at least. Oh, shit. I'm dead.
So
That also would have been a good time to probably do a
the
Vanguard.
blaster headshot is one particular gun, you said?
No, I think it's just it has to be like a pistol-style gun or a rifle-style gun. Like the larger blasters that are technically blasters that are more rifle-esque. It's not counting. Like I'm using the CR2 from the Assault Trooper, and it's counting.
Right.
Let's see, JL's asking if I'm playing tomorrow. I will probably play tomorrow. I will not be playing on stream tomorrow. More than likely. I tend, when my wife is actually off work, we tend to spend the day together. So, she's off tomorrow. We're probably going to go to lunch and, go... So, the things that those romantic things that married couples do. Like, we're going to go to lunch, and then we're going to go to, like, the grocery store and Target.
Right. Yeah.
Or, excuse me, Target, because we're doing it the fancy way.
That's where the best memories are made.
Yep.
Target.
Target. Yeah, it was one of those times where we're like, well, we got stuff we need, but I'm not going out on Black Friday. And then I wound up having to go out anyway to take a cat to the vet.
Let's go.
Right.
Because
So
we learned, huh?
I finally died with 6,592 battle points.
And he's number 1 again.
As officer.
Haters gonna hate.
Only 5 kills. But lots of buffing and
One of our best operatives has landed.
Ah, it's Ray! Damn, Ray can jump! Holy crap! I thought that what Ray wanted to be was a Jedi, but apparently she wants to be like Mike.
And as Kylo Ren, I have dealt swift First Order justice to Ray.
Nice. And I've just died, but
You and me, we got this.
Here we go. Secure the hilltop. That was the name of a restaurant back in my hometown. I'd like to secure the hilltop. They had some good food. I would totally secure the hilltop. That's weird. Oh, you must have just died because you just fell to your knees.
Yep.
Kylo.
Had a 5-player kill streak with Mr. Ren.
Mr. Ren.
Dead. Mr. Solo. Young Master Cyril.
Assault.
It's the name of his true self. He's only forgotten.
That's going to show how Han Solo got his name in the new movie. Oh my god, his name isn't really Han Solo. He's been lying to his wife all this time.
Or maybe it's how he made his name.
Yeah, exactly. Like, did you translate that correctly?
So it's going to be, instead of the son of the royal house of Solo from Australia, he's going to be some random orphan creature.
Dang it! I was able to get one guy.
We haven't seen that story enough.
Yeah. I was able to get one guy with my, whatchamacallit, with my Vanguard that time. Dang it! Do we know, though? I mean, he says that JL corrected his former wife, but they didn't get, as far as we know, they didn't get a divorce, right?
There wasn't, I don't think
He just kind of like walked away.
With Santa, you mean?
Hmm?
Like
No, with
legit
Han
marriage.
and Leia. Han and Leia split and went different directions for a while, but I don't think there was actually an official divorce at any point.
No, they didn't actually divorce, I don't believe.
Maybe it's a common law thing. They're apart for so long. It's like my father-in-law and my identity thief-in-law. I mean, my mother-in-law. In that, I mean, they never actually got an official divorce, but they haven't seen each other in like decades now. So I'm assuming common law-wise that is a divorce. Ooh, I'm about to get the ion shot for CR2 in 9 more kills. Yay!
Maybe we'll find out that Prince Isolde came back.
Oh no, Space Fabio.
Yep.
Yeah, Ice Holder can't believe it's not butter. Great. Let's see. But
Which
CJL.
that was interesting that
Sorry, go ahead.
Armand Isard is now canon.
Yep. He was in Tarkin. Let's see.
was
So
like, ooh,
JL says Carrie
that-
Fisher said before she died that Han Solo and Leia got a divorce. True, but Samuel L. Jackson said that Mace Windu is
Windu's
alive,
still alive,
and George Lucas thought it was a cool idea, but that stuff don't mean a thing.
Right.
That it doesn't mean anything. Oh my gosh, I'm on Kashyyyk and it's daytime. That's weird. The only time I've ever played on Kashyyyk before was at night. Huh.
Oh, really? Ever?
Yeah. The only Kashyyyk mode I ever played was pitch freaking black. Which is the name of the new movie starring Vin frickin' Diesel.
Vin frickin' Diesel.
Because it's pitch frickin' black.
Coming to you from New Frickin' Line Cinema.
New frickin' line cinema. There you go.
20th Century Beginning Fox.
20th century gonna be Disney or gonna be Sony or
Yeah,
whoever.
what's that? Like
20th
a
century
legit
for
thing?
sale.
'Cause
Good shot, Trooper.
You know
Is that
why?
what-
It's because they're so outdated, because they're still calling themselves 20th century anything, so... I mean, your business doesn't exactly seem like it's forward-looking if you're named after the last century.
I was just wondering if that was legit. Like, was that an actual thing? Were there actual discussions of that happening?
Could be. I mean, it seems like there was some legit outlets talking about it. But then again, I say legit outlets talking about it, and then I realize that like the Battlefront controversy wound up being picked up by Forbes, and I'm like, journalism is dead. Don't you have more important shit to talk about?
Well, and I talked about that article because the
Dang it.
I don't know if it was that one or if it was there was a different one, because there was one where he was saying, sources say that someone at Lucasfilm told DICE to put star cards in the loot crates, and I'm like, so here's how I figured it. You have a licensing agreement. Lucasfilm no longer owns the licensing and the trademarks outright. That's now owned by Disney. They're a subsidiary arm of Disney.
Right.
But they're not. I mean, the Lucasfilm doesn't have Lucas Licensing Division anymore.
Right. Yeah. Disney handles all that stuff now.
So, my thing is, Lucasfilm doesn't stand to benefit directly financially. Like, that has very little to do. The success of this game has very little to do with anything they get paid.
Yeah, that's
their
all.
paychecks aren't-
That's all Disney. That's all DICE. That's all Criterion Motive. That's not Lucasfilm.
So, Electronic Arts pays the licensing fee to make the product, and the residuals of that, if there are any, I don't know whether these license agreements give royalties to the license holder or not. Like, I don't know if the NFL makes any royalties on Madden, for instance.
Right. I have
Because
no idea.
usually it's a one-time license fee. Like the authors of these Star Wars novels, they're paid a one-time fee. They do not get any royalties on what they've created.
Or the comics. Cough, 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 cough.
Yeah. Boy, those have really been hit and miss, haven't they?
Let's see.
But so this idea that anyone at Lucasfilm would tell EA, hey, you have to put these in the loot crates, they don't care about the specifics of the microtransactions. It's like, they just care that you make a profit.
Yeah, it needs to be some kind of profitable thing, which we talked about on the Cloud City Casino episode just recently about,
Right.
if we're expecting the price point of a game to stay what it was at the beginning of the PS3 era, we want continued support, multiplayer servers, and we want more and more content and higher value games with production costs that are through the roof. The money's at some point got to come from, somewhere.
Yeah, and that's,
So if it's not going to be regular
that was-
DLC or something else like that, loot crates, etc., etc.
Point 2. Stay with them.
Yeah, I felt like that was the best analysis of that episode right there. And that's the thing people don't get. It's like, you want all this stuff for free, basically. You want free DLC, but you don't want any other way of paying for it. And you're like, oh,
Right.
well,
You don't want the money to come from anywhere to actually pay for making it. You just want it. Like, oh, that's how it works, does it?
I don't know what Overwatch is doing. I don't know if they have a lot of DLC planned, but I know
Whoa!
that the resources for Overwatch are rather less than the resources demanded for this one.
Yeah.
Between the motion capture and the 3D, you know, making it look,
Yeah.
giving that sense of realism and not a cartoony sort of deal.
True. Let's see. So lots of things popping up in the chat. So anything that was, I probably missed quite a few there. But had a comment that I actually see a lot, which is, you know, we want the theatrical cuts. Dang it, Lucas, hurry up. Lucas has nothing to do with it anymore.
Right.
And the theatrical cuts, Lucasfilm had said they're not going to be altering the films, including taking it back to original style, and they would have to do some type of restoration, which would be considered altering the film. And 20th Century Fox has the rights, the distribution rights to physical media for all 6 of the Lucas films until 2020, and though with A New Hope, it then extends on forever, and it's all media. So, not Lucas. Lucas doesn't have any say. It's the same reason why Lucas doesn't have any say if Mace Windu is alive or dead, even if you like Sam Jackson's idea. He's not involved anymore. What he says doesn't mean jack anymore.
Now, what about people who are just using Lucas as like shorthand for Lucasfilm?
In that case, then it's still not really their call to some degree, but at least it's better than otherwise. Let's see. Blizzard also. Sorry. Go ahead. So Jared says Blizzard also puts out games that they designed to be out for years and years instead of a yearly cycle. Talking about Overwatch, I assume.
Right.
About how they've kind of they don't have the yearly or
Unidentified enemy now
every other year kind of model the way that Battlefront is having right now. Let's see.
I guess people say that they're supposedly making money on it.
I mean, they should be making quite a bit.
I don't know if that's going to be enough. I guess if the cosmetics are good enough for this game, that conceivably you will get a good purchase rate. Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe. Depends on what they come back with.
Hit to the troop transport.
Direct hit to the troop transport. That's the it's like the Clone Wars version of being kicked in the crotch. Direct hit to the troop transport.
Yeah.
And somehow he won Kashik's funniest home videos. Let's see. Come on. I'm just oh, I thought I was doing well, I'm doing terrible. I've got 1 kill this entire match. What is up with the little creatures that look like the ones that jumped on Kirk in Star Trek Beyond, man? Let's see, Texas Magpie asks, important stories in books? I'm assuming the question is, are there any? I mean, there are some books that have events that at least have ramifications, but it seems like they're keeping all the major galaxy-shaking events for the most part for the movies, and to some extent for the TV shows. I'm kind of shocked we got Battle of Jakku in so many sources that we did. And I'm getting a little bit of a stutter going on because of connection issues, I guess. Like he's running forward a few feet and then knocking back a foot or two.
That is the lag that I've been experiencing.
I haven't gotten that until just now, really.
Like in Starfighter, so, you know, you'd be on the first order ship. You know, you're approaching the target underneath there, and you get right in position, and you're shooting the thing that you're supposed to shoot, and then suddenly you're face down into the hole and you're dead.
Ah,
it's like,
lovely.
I was just over here. Why am I now here? You know, like earlier when I was advancing up the hill on Hoth, and suddenly I'm back at the spawn point.
It's not good.
Like, these don't seem like it's the way it's supposed to be.
So you're running through some of these plants where it's like all the way up to your head just about, and you're just kind of like running through and you can barely see anything. It looks all jungly. I kind of feel like, you know, down, 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 down. I feel like there should be like Vietnam era rock music playing.
Right. See, all along the watchtower now to me is Battlestar Galactica.
That's true. That's true.
After that
although it still makes so little sense that that would be the song, and yet, you know, we all just kind of go with it after a while.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Go! Back at it, he says after I die.
Ion disruptor effective. MTT impaired.
I do feel like the Man, unless more people just need to get ion weapons, it seems like the time duration in which you actually have to attack an enemy target once it's been hit by an ion bazooka thing is really short, and the weapon damage from a standard weapon is really low. Like, if they really want these to be winnable,
well,
or at least on a more frequent basis, then they need to do something about it.
Yeah, I don't know about that, because the minute you start making them easier to destroy in the beginning, the less likely you're going to have matches that can go on a while. You know?
And if they don't go on a while, you're not going to get much credits, because they're only going to reward you for how long you're in it instead of, how good you do.
Yeah,
oh my god, we found the vicious circle.
I kind of like that native tension built into it, though. It's like, if you have a really, really good team, plays the objective, does what they're supposed to do, get the reinforcements, use them like you should, you deserve to win.
That's a lot of ifs there, son.
Well,
that's a whole lot of ifs. And hello, Eric, and let's see. James says, do you think the creators should add a zombie survival map with zombies in Star Wars Battlefront 2? Now, especially now that we have zombies in Clone Wars and we have zombies in Legends, at least. Oh! Alright, this will be our last match. The wife is home. So we can finally eat.
An explanation for Death Troopers and what they actually are?
Death Troopers are just, like, genetically engineered troopers of some kind. That's...
They're not actually like zombie troopers.
They're not actual zombies, but they're called Death Troopers because there's rumors about them being zombies, and they keep them called Death Troopers so that they can be like, it can be something to drive people nuts and make them afraid, a fear factor. Hang on, I can't hear. I can't hear a word.
Don't talk to the man while the man is in the middle of
she said,
trying to shoot.
She was trying to make a joke about how, husbands make people, have the same reaction as Death Troopers. Just saying. Like, I'm not that bad. And the lag is just 2 steps forward, 1 step back. It's like I'm either... Or 1 step forward, 2 steps back, in which case I'm apparently a Senate guard. Oh!
Get to the west turbo tank. That's Morg's army.
Oh, baby, you shooting me? Oh, that's bad. I thought I was gonna throw I was gonna throw the thermal detonator, and I clicked the wrong side. So instead, I pulled up my scan dart and got shot in the face.
Which is always fun.
West Juggernaut
It happens.
We lost the controls.
Keep the Juggernaut safe. Protect the Juggernaut, bit. Wrong meme. Come on. I'm getting tired of being jerked around because like every few feet I'm jumping backwards. I got a feeling it's gonna feel the same even if I go to first person. JL's asking about the next stream. Probably Monday afternoon if I'm able. Depends.
One theory I heard was that like a lot of people aren't on for the holidays, and so maybe you're getting matched with people not in your region, and so that's contributing to it.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Or it's just the fact that the servers suck.
Well, it wasn't doing it last week, so.
True.
Even immediately
yes, but if
after release, it wasn't.
Well, no, I guess that's true because it wouldn't be people in It'd be people outside the U.S. then if people are traveling for the holidays, because they'd be the ones who are still driving wherever. And getting blown up. Ah, kitty! We got Casima, named after the Orphan Black character. The one cat who hasn't had to be at the vet and cost us at least like $300 freaking in the last few weeks. The kitten's like, see? I only cost you money when you made it so that I couldn't have kittens, you ass. JL, the latest would be like 7:30 Eastern is the latest it would go. I'm kind of like, go, 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 must win, and then there's a part of me that's like, ooh, but now I can eat, yo, so kill me! It's like you need like a bonus so that you have your sacrifice of 100, but you have like a sacrifice that's like 105, which is basically like the growling stomach version of sacrifice.
Get to the East Juggernaut now. Now!
Together, we can end this destructive conflict and bring food into my mouth.
Exactly. It's like my thing earlier between the streams. I just ran in and got like a handful of turkey. Like literally a handful of turkey, and I don't think that's how it's supposed to work.
We can't keep running.
Fall back!
The cruiser, all of you.
Fall back!
We hold there, or we break.
Fall back and let someone catch you. It's a trust thing.
Morning bodies are on their way. They blow the front
I do
rear
love
fuel
the
line,
fact that this
lose
map
the
has so
cruiser.
much variety. I mean, you go from the outdoor area, and you still have a nice big area, but this is again in contrast to what I was saying about the Tatooine map, because even though we're indoors right now, this feels like a huge non-confined space to be fighting in. I like the sort of door-to-door type of fighting that you get with the Tatooine map.
Right,
Because it feels like it does go from sort of bigger open areas to smaller, rather than it being sort of this big area that looks cool to this other big area that looks cool in a different way. And yes, JL, we will probably be eating turkey yet again. At least some kind of turkey. But tomorrow we're going
Separatist leader is on the ground.
out to lunch, so we will not be having turkey.
Get the recoil reduction for this gun. This got a big old like Magnum 44 Magnum recoil.
Oh, nice. And that's the 50 kills, presumably, right?
Right.
Because usually the recoil one is the 50, it seems like. All right, I must not have killed anybody with that thermal grenade that I threw, thermal detonator that I threw, because I just threw it into the...
Lag City.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're gonna be Luke Skywalker and see what happens.
Rook Skywalker? Oh.
Rook?
Yeah, I'm nowhere near getting any of them. Not even Yoda, because I'm at only 3,000 right now. Though I could jump I'll jump it as an ATRT and just walk my way to doom.
Clanker,
Tell you what
sabotage
really
in the
sucks
rear
is when
pipes.
you're trying to be a Jedi and you get lag. Oh, makes it so hard to work with.
Throws off your
My
force
nephew-
percent. Whoa! Lag just now
nephew is
on the
really
ATRT. Is that Kylo Ren that I just killed? I think I just killed Kylo
Yeah.
Ren.
And his dead body went flying across the stream because of lag.
Poor Kylo Ren. I don't even know what my abilities are. Motion scan, ion charge, and repair. Okay. Oh, repair! Repair.
Someone's landing.
Repair.
Enemy leader, maybe.
I'm being
hard to
shot. I
fight.
can't tell while I'm being shot. I'm being shot from way over there. With HDR, I'm looking out outside the doors at the end of the hangar. When you have HDR turned on, it's even worse. But it's really difficult to see the silhouette of a teeny tiny skinny battle droid up against that outdoor wall. Uh-oh! And Darth Maul comes in and cuts the legs out from under my walker. I'm gonna see what a Y-Wing can do in this match. Probably not a whole lot.
Darth Maul lasted about 5 seconds against me. Actually.
Very nice.
I caught him by surprise. I used the old Sith technique of surprise.
Whoa, whoa! I don't see any errors. Trying to kill some fools, and I'm just... Yeah, I see what you mean by the lag when you're in a starfighter. And how,
Yeah.
like, you may be dead on sights, and then it jerks for a second, and your aim is completely off. Wow. That is redonkulous. Whoa! Yeah, I might as well not... I'm just gonna crash. I'm not even gonna try to friggin' aim. There's no point in trying to aim or lock on with the lag. Back to assault.
You and me.
Yeah, apparently Vulture droids can teleport now. Oh, lag city again.
Oh, stupid. Ah! Palpies?
What?
Palpies killed me.
Oh, Palpatine killed you?
Yeah. Because, I mean, again, I should say the lag killed me.
The lag
Because
killed you.
It's almost impossible to track a target, especially when he's jumping all over the place. And I'm trying to watch the radar and match his movements and figure out where he's at. and I run this way, and suddenly I'm that way. And,
So he didn't like jump at you and spin like multiple times with his blades out in front of him, like the meme says you can't defend against.
no,
Oh, and I got
jumping
killed.
like a normal jump.
I damaged somebody, but I got killed.
Let's go.
All right. Now I'm feeling like
That
now that I can't
is
see.
incredibly frustrating.
I wasn't realizing how hungry I was until it became possible to eat. It became possible for dinner time. So now I'm sitting here staring at it, going, 42 people, 41. Kill them all now.
Enemy just landed. Been identified.
It's under it all. My stomach's like. My stomach
Or-
is pulling a Wookiee.
a better line. Wipe the heads. All of them.
There you go. That would be the. That's like the sanitary wipes of the Star Wars universe.
Oh,
They need it.
Hey, Vader.
Oh, we lost the rear fuel pipes.
All forces to the front.
Oh no! Oh crap! Vader and Vader and Kylo Ren. It's Grandpappy's day out. Aww.
We've had some gastro.
Oh, yep. You know what? As bad as it was trying to use the blocking with the lightsaber on the first game, it's much improved on this game, but I keep forgetting that,
Oh, yeah.
so I'll shoot somebody with their lightsaber up and I'll die, and I'll be like, how did I die? Oh.
Right.
28. Keep them away from the fuel system. 27. Kill them all.
Front fuel pipes have been set to explode.
Ah! Just blew up a... Yeah, like, how can I stand across the screen with my little, like, rapid-fire machine gun SMG kind of pistol, fire for, like, 5 or 6 seconds and destroy a tank?
Right.
There's something imbalanced about that. And I'm about to do it again, too.
Oh, I destroyed that tank with my little chicken walker thingy.
Oh, well, I get the kill assist. I got the kill assist, Chicken Walker.
Unidentified enemy. That's no
I got
droid.
Ah!
Grenade out. Got droids over there.
Got droids over there. Oh! Darth Maul throws me.
Detonation imminent. We'll lose the front pipe.
Oh, killed by a battle droid. A battle droid played by a player whose username is 6 Coochies. Okay then.
Yeah, I'll bet she is.
And on that
And
note,
on that note,
defeat. Yes. Wow. And it doesn't matter if we won or lost because it's not like it's going to make a difference in our score anyway.
right.
Let's see if you made the list. Captain Franix, JMRC taking over.
Of
No,
course I didn't.
you didn't make the
Of
list.
course I didn't.
Lag man.
Lagman, Captain Lagman. I'm
All right.
fourth on our team anyway, so.
True. Okay, I'm going to
would be
jump
the
out
best.
here. All right,
man.
so it is time for me to eat. First off, thank you all for joining us with the chat. Thank you for your questions and such as we ran through this stream and the previous one. Thank you, Jim, for joining me. We will absolutely have to do it again sometime.
I would love to, anytime.
Awesome. All right, folks. So for Jim, for me, for the Battlefront Livestream podcast, thank you all for watching, and we'll catch up with you later. Again, next stream probably sometime on Monday, late afternoon, if things are slow from a work standpoint. We'll just have to see. But
And remember
thanks a
to
lot,
watch
guys.
those wrist rockets.
He loves that, doesn't he? He loves that. All right. Thanks, guys.